Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another love/life after lockup. All right, this is not the studio. As you can see, there's no green screen. All right, there is no, really good Blue Yeti mic. Okay, this is just straight camera in my den because people are cutting their grass and it was just less noise in the back of my house. So that's why I'm doing it over here. And plus, I just kind of felt like changing up the vibe in order for me to, just change it up. I just needed a change, okay? So here we are with Life After Lockup. Let's start with Cheryl and Josh, okay? So he's 30 minutes late to see this house that Cheryl wants him to see. And she's so upset. She's always so upset. Like, Cheryl works on my nerves with how much she blows things out of proportion, okay? If y'all hear stuff in the background, that's my husband, okay?
Sorry.
Just so y'all know. I know we're not used to that, but this is where we at with it. Enjoy. It's a vibe. Anyway. Okay, I'm just saying it's really sunny. Like, what y'all are seeing right now is mostly natural light, and yeah. Anyway, back to Cheryl and Josh. Okay, she's mad because he was 30 minutes late coming from his job. I'm like, are you really about to like do all of this and pout and act a fool because he was just 30 minutes late? I just, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like things happen and it's just not that deep. But at the same time, I was feeling Cheryl's vibe about how Josh wasn't really trying. He didn't seem to really care. He's over it at this point. From his standpoint, all they do is argue. Every time you turn around, they are arguing. So why would he really want to move in with her? Why would he really want to have this relationship that is exhausting with Cheryl? Okay, and I just kind of feel like, I know you try to act like it's all Cheryl, but it's both of y'all. It's both of y'all, and it's your mom, okay? It's poverty, it's a lot, okay? But ultimately, it's not just Cheryl. Even though Cheryl takes a good 65% of the weight, and we can add probably more. I mean, probably less than that. But I'm just saying, because he is annoying. He is an asshole. And I feel like his mom, like, she's just terrible. Even though I don't like Cheryl's attitude, not even a little bit, I still feel like the mom's reasoning for not liking Cheryl from the beginning was so trash, so ridiculous. And her attachment to Josh also makes me feel like, it's that mom-son thing that happens where nobody's really good enough for your terrible child that you've brought into the world and created a felon out of. Like, no disrespect, mom. I know it's not always the parents' fault. But at the end of the day, there's some babying that goes on between Tina and Josh that works on my nerves. Josh tells Cheryl she can take her ass back to Michigan. And once he said that, Cheryl went completely off. You haven't even tried since you got out of jail. And now since you got out of jail and you think you got it good, now you're gonna act like you're too good for me? Like, she went off on him, and I was feeling every moment of it, because I agree. Like, how are you going to like have this girl paying for your commissary, paying for your phone, paying for anything else that she could pay for so you could talk to whoever the hell else you wanted to talk to, all for you to get out of jail and play her like a soybean burger bitch? Now, at the end of the day, Cheryl, that's how the cookie crumbles. Everybody's a certain way in prison, and when they get out, they're a whole nother way, because life is different, circumstances change, and you ain't the only snatch that's calling. And that's just the realization of the situation. I just feel like people shouldn't try to get into serious relationships with people who are still in prison, because once they get out, you cannot be sure that they're going to follow through with all of the promises they made to you while they needed you, because not only were they lonely and in jail and needed somebody to give them a window to the outside world, but also they needed somebody to pay for commissary and minutes on the phone. Okay, so I feel like everybody gets mad at the people when they get out of jail, when they don't do what they said they would do. But I almost feel like, I mean, I can't even really be that mad, because it's like, yeah, that's usually how these things happen. And I don't even think people are all the time lying. Like, I don't think Josh intended for them to get out and not be together, but it just became more stressful. And I also think that the people who are outside of the jail love the fact that the person they talk to has nothing else to do but worry about their ass. Okay, Andrea told us last week that the main problem for her and Lamar, not just that he didn't want to move to Utah, but also his life is no longer all about her. And it's like, nobody's life is ever gonna only be about you. That's just ridiculous. When he told her, I split then, bitch, I was fucking done. I was KO'd at that point. I was like, Cheryl, just get in your car and leave. So that's what she does. And he goes and talks to his mom and tells her that the relationship is really over this time. And he just couldn't take it anymore. He's actually happy that he'll be free and he won't have to deal with all of her crazy ass mood swings. The mama said, I mean, I told you from the beginning. I mean, you can get any girl you want to. You don't have to, you know, mess with no twig. And that's when I passed out laughing when she called her a twig. I was like, damn, that's a real good descriptive word for what the hell Cheryl is going through. Because y'all, Cheryl need to eat. Cheryl needs to, you know, I don't know, but Cheryl looks malnutritioned. Like, she looks like she's malnourished. She look like maybe she need to drink some breast milk. Like, I don't know what's going on. Also in the confessional, don't it be looking like she ain't got no hair right here on the sides? Like, I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's just the angle that we looking at her at. But Cheryl is hard to look at. Like, I almost feel like Cheryl is hard to look at just like Tracie is hard to look at. So, like, I wonder, are you clean? Because I know you said you clean, and I want you to be clean, Cheryl. But I just be worried sometimes because on camera, you look unhealthy. I'm gonna pray for you. All right, let's move on. So the producers talked to Clint. Tracie has disappeared once again. And y'all know that he just paid $5,000 bond or whatever he paid to get her out of jail. And she has to show up to court in order for him to get his money back. She assured him that he would get his money back. But that's not what it's looking like right now, okay? Like, y'all, something is so dark and dank about Clint and Tracie's house. Remember when they was in the bed when she first got out of jail and they was doing the interview with them sitting in the bed? And I was just like, yeah, this just feels like doing drugs all day and sleeping. Like, this feels like depression. This feels dark. Like, and not in a, like, not doing drugs and sleeping all day in a good way. Like, there's a good way. This is not that. And I just kind of look, okay, I just kind of felt like I almost don't want to see Clint and Tracie anymore because their shit makes me like so sad, puts me in a dark place. Like, it just puts my mind and my spirit in a dark place when I watch them, because Tracie is gone. Tracie's gone, y'all. Like, I don't know if Tracie's gonna ever get off the drugs. I feel like Tracie will probably end up in jail and being forced to get off drugs, and maybe still getting them because people still get drugs in jails depending on the jail. And I also feel like it's a possibility that she might OD, and that's very sad, and I really don't want that to happen. But I don't know what else Clint or Tracie thinks is going to happen, because she doesn't want to get help. He's been blowing her phone up. He hasn't seen her since the previous morning. They had great sex, and then they got into it. Okay, he said they were so tired. I said, well, apparently you was tired, but she wasn't. Okay, she gave you that met puss and wore your ass out and put you to sleep so she can skedaddle with the car and the dog. I said, oh Lord, Tracie, don't tell me you're gonna sell a dog for drugs. Like, please don't sell a dog for drugs. Like, that's just gonna break my heart. Okay, like, that's just too much. You sold the dog for drugs, Tracie. Like, steal a fucking microwave or something. Don't take the dog. Like, oh my God. Anyway, I mean, that might not have been the case. Maybe she took the dog because she just wanted somebody to be with her when she went to go buy the drugs. I don't know. Okay? But either way, when Clint does get her on the phone, because he's calling and calling, and she finally calls him back, and she's pissed off at him. She has an attitude with him. You're just trying to get me to come back home. You're just trying to get me to go to rehab, and I don't want to do it, Clint. I'm not doing it, Clint. You're pushing me away, Clint. I said, girl, please stop with this foolishness. I know you high right now, so that shit makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to any of us. At the end of the day, you were going to run no matter what he said, because you can't do drugs around Clint. Not like that. She's doing drugs around Clint, but I think there's an area of it that Clint is like, nah, it can't happen. That's why she always has to run away. Because if they would just, you know, fine doing the drugs in front of one another, then she would feel no need to constantly run off to go binge, okay? Like, she would just be doing it in front of him. I think that she does it and she hides it, and when she can't hide it anymore, she runs. Because I think she was high when she did the interviews right when she got out of jail. Like, I just don't believe that she was sober. I don't see sober eyes when I look at Tracie. So, I'm just sad. And I just want them to get help or get her off the show. But I hope that they put her in jail. I really do. I hope they put her in jail, and they put her in a jail where she won't be able to do the drugs and, you know, continue this lifestyle. Because it's just very depressing and sad, y'all. It just is. All right, moving on to Brittany and Marcelino. Talking about a puppy. Okay, shit. Maybe Tracie sold and Clint puppy to Brittany and Marcelino. I don't know. But Brittany shows up to the house with a puppy, okay? She says emotionally things have been kind of hectic. So she just wanted to bring something that, you know, the kids could play with, something sweet, you know, something to bring a little light to the house. I understand what she was trying to do. But Marcelino has been lying about their financial situation. She seems to think he's winning at poker. But no, he's not winning at poker. All right, and he put money to the side, but when she came inside with the dog, I mean, look, dog food, dog insurance, getting it nipped, whatever you're gonna have to do. Now he ain't got no gambling money, but somehow still gets up and goes gambling. Now he made sure he gave her the money for the rent and all of the bills, which I appreciated, because nobody wants to watch you not pay the bills in order to go gamble, Marcelino. I don't give a fuck whether you winning or losing. Nobody wants to see that. Get that lady all of that money. And that's what he did. So I was like, all right, Marcelino. Then we see him go and drive, and he said he's about to go play poker. We like, oh, you about to go lose some more money. All right. And he leaves, and we see him go knock on this lady door. And they was trying to make it seem like he was about to do something suspect, like sleep with this woman. But she had a sign on her door that made me feel like this was about to be a business transaction. And I don't think, do they live in Nevada? Do they live where prostitution is legal? I think they live where prostitution is legal, because she was dressed like she was about to prostitute something. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a gambling ring. Who knows? Maybe it was a massage therapist. I don't know. Either way, I think they're trying to make it seem like Marcelino's cheating, but I don't think Marcelino is cheating on Brittany, because he's always so scared that anything will cause her to relapse. I don't think that's where his mind or his spirit is right now. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that, okay? So we'll have to wait till next week to find out what the hell he went behind this business-like door with this prostitute-looking woman for. Okay, no disrespect to the lady. It was just the way they did it. You know, ma'am, they produced it in a way that made us think this, okay? So if you're not a prostitute, or if you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's no shade. Andrea and Lamar. So y'all remember last episode, Lamar tried to take Andrea to dinner and have this really lovely moment because he is trying to get the drawers, okay? She taking him to sex stores and walking around with no panties on, but don't want to give up the cooch, okay? And they married, and he's sleeping on the sofa and all of that, okay? So now it's the next morning. She's pissed. She looks rough. Whenever Andrea is going through something, you can tell because her hair is not combed, okay? And she just looks rough, all right? That she actually looked like my dog when he's about to fall asleep. the look that she had on her face, okay? It was like the look she had on her face when she was looking at Lamar, because y'all know she did the dramatic thing. Y'all, I cannot stand when people want to tell you something or show you something that you have done wrong, and so they have to get, you know, all the dramaticism in the presentation, and I'm gonna give you a chance to be honest. All right, I'm gonna give you a chance to tell the truth right now, okay? He like, bitch, why you can't just tell me what's going on? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Wait a minute. So she was making breakfast. She sits down at the table with the kids and Lamar and makes a joke that she poisoned the food. And her oldest daughter was like, even though your 7-year-old is eating the food, Mom? Okay, like obviously something's wrong. Then she says her friend Stephanie is coming over to pick them up and they can go do something fun. Tennyson knows that if Stephanie is coming to pick them up, that means that Lamar is about to get chewed the fuck out and he's scared for him. But you know what we gonna do? They leave. They go in the bedroom. She does the dramatics and all of that, trying to get him to tell the truth. What you been doing out there in California? What you been doing? What you been doing? And he acting like he don't know. You got to keep the lie alive, okay? I swear to God, there's so many Martin Tommy references right now. Okay? Get the draws. Keep the lie alive. Okay? Keep the lie alive. But anyway, so she gets up, okay, pushes the cover off her legs, lets it fall on the floor. She's pissed. And she go and get his jacket or his pants or whatever it was, but he had some gold Magnum condoms in his pockets. And I mean, they was flying all over the place. And she said that she was going through his pockets to find the debit card so that she could pay for him to fly his ass back to California. And she just so happened to find the condoms. I said, so if you don't want him and you sending him back to California, what the shit you mad that he got condoms in his pocket for? I know y'all married and everything, but you just told this man that you want a divorce. Okay, and now you're sitting up here all in your feelings because he could possibly be cheating on you. I need for you to pick one. Okay, you either want to be with him or you don't, but you can't not want to be with him and then still flip out and try to kill him and the producers in the process because you found some condoms in his pocket. Okay, like, I'm just saying, I would have been upset as well, but I don't know if I would have reacted like that honestly in front of the cameras. That's why I can't be on a reality show, because I would have screamed and hollered, but I would not have done all of that in front of them fucking cameras. They would have had to leave in order for a nigga to get what I really won't give him. Okay? And she beat that nigga up too. She like she was hitting him. Okay? And then he couldn't do nothing but like run, and then the producers was in the way. It was hilarious and fucked up all at the same time. Okay? Because you know she hurt. But at the end of the day, you can't withhold sex, yell about divorce, live in separate states. Like, that's just way too much for a man that just got out of jail. It's not like I don't put blame on him, because you still married. You shouldn't be cheating. If you're trying to make shit work with your wife, don't be out here having sex with other people. But hey, at least he bought the condoms. Because y'all be out here free falling, free willy, you know, no protection, having sex with random thieves and stuff like that. So something in me doesn't want to be that mad at Lamar, even though it's possible that he's been cheating. Like, I don't know why. I guess because we've been along the ride for all of the things that Andrea has done to him. And at this point, it's just kind of like, well, we don't have no evidence yet. Just because he bought the condoms don't mean he slept with somebody. We just don't want to be mad at Lamar. I just don't. I'm sorry. Okay? He's trash. He's trash. I hate him. He's terrible. Okay? Andrea, you should leave him, girl. Y'all, Megan, Sarah, and Michael. So Megan is singing, okay? My heart, you left me, I'm weak, you left me, you're not answering my phone calls. I'm hurt, what happened to you? I'm out here, feeling real hurt. Ooh, like, y'all know Megan writing about her feelings as it pertains to Michael. She says it's something that she and Michael always wanted to do together. They always wanted to do music together. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cute and everything, but Michael ain't worrying about you right now, sis. Like, let it go. He not worrying about you. Why you still over there pining and writing songs and shit about him? That's just sad to me. You know, she too old for this. This is the type of shit I did when I was like 17, 16. You know what I'm saying? As a 28, 29, 30-year-old woman, I just kind of feel like I love you. But if it don't work out, I'ma be all right. Like, that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? So to see a woman of her age be this pathetic, for lack of a better term, I'm just sad about it. And then it gets even more pathetic because she calls Michael's mama. And y'all know Michael mama and her hard hairstyle do not like Megan. Okay? It's all Megan's fault as far as the mama is concerned. Okay? But Megan calls and she says, look, I really don't want to be calling you like this. Okay? But I'm just trying to get in touch with Mike. Trying to find out what's going on with him. Have you seen him? Is he in Flint? And the mama say, look, I don't know where yet. Megan says, well, I don't know if I can trust her because she lied to me before when she didn't tell me that Michael was married. And I said, well, that wasn't her place and she don't want to tell on her son. But I would also like for mama to realize that she's enabling the same type of man who left her to take care of Day Day and Michael by herself. Just so you know, mama, your son is the same type of nigga as the man who impregnated you with these children. Okay, so you're helping him be the same type of man that Michael and Day Day's daddy was to you. I just want you to be clear about that while you around here trying to protect him and everything. Okay, not saying that Megan is owed anything, but I just think there is a lot of babying Michael, a lot of blaming everybody else but Michael, and I'm just exhausted with that. I'm exhausted with that, okay? It is not Megan's fault that your son was in and out of jail, and because he needed to have some woman there to take care of him, he marries a woman, gets her pregnant, goes back to jail, meanwhile talking to various other females so he can get PayPal and Cash App money out of them, okay? So I just kind of feel like, mama, when are you going to look at your son and see who he is and who you are helping to create by, you know, not ever saying that he's wrong? You know what I'm saying? But either way, she just said she don't want to get caught in the middle of their stuff. Maybe she has told Michael in private that he ain't shit. She just don't want to do that to her son on camera. I got it, okay? But ultimately, child, that mama ain't got no words for Megan. Stop, Megan. Move on, Megan. So y'all, Sarah is texting Michael, okay, like just everything that she needs to say, because it's obvious they can't have a conversation face to face without it going sideways. But she texts him and tell him that she wants to go to therapy because they need to do this for the kids, all right? However, she's talking about their relationship like they're still together. You know, in the confessional, she's saying things like, you know, we're perfect for each other and then we're terrible for each other at the same time. I say, Sarah, I know you young, but you're going to look back on yourself one day in this same clip and you're going to be embarrassed that you said that, because that doesn't make any sense. No, we either good for each other or we are not. It's not both, okay? Even relationships that have, you know, some levels of toxicity, if you are good for one another, it means that y'all are good for one another. And whatever the hell is going on with you and Michael, child, that ain't good for nobody, let alone for either one of you. He's a cheater. He don't want to be with you. You pining over him, still feeling like there's a chance that y'all can get back together. I think she doesn't really have a full grasp on how far Michael is removed from her and their relationship. I mean, he keep throwing around court like, you know, he ain't got charges and shit. Like, I know that you on parole and probation and all of that, but he keep throwing around that court word. Like, I just never seen men that have been in jail this much ready to go to court. Like, I've just never seen it before, you know? And the asshole narcissistic factor, the self-righteous factor that makes him feel like he could not be there, not be present, treat Sarah like shit, not answer the phone when his children call, and, you know, just be out here doing anything he wants to do with any old woman he wants to be with, and then he can bring them around the kids and nobody's supposed to be mad about it. Like, all of that screams that Michael can get away with murder, and I wonder who made Michael feel like that was okay. So Michael is at the hotel all hugged up with Maria. Maria is funny looking to me. In the confessional, she looks okay, and in the actual scene, I just want her to get, you know, like, we all have this like little dark area on top of our lips, and we get that waxed, or it's just discoloration. It could be either or. In this situation, I think that she needs to go and get this taken care of. Like, go get that waxed. Like, go get that situated. You know, that's what I want Maria to focus on right now. But she's questioning Sarah, the wife. She's questioning her motives with Michael. And if Sarah tries to get back with Michael, then she's going to have to see Maria. I said, Maria, girl. If you don't get away from me with this, okay? You are not his wife. I don't give a fuck what you feel spiritually, okay? He is still legally married to Sarah. It has not been that long since the last time he probably slept with Sarah. So the fact that you feel some rights and ownership in the way that you speak about Sarah, like, I really want somebody to whoop your old ass, okay? Because this really should be statutory rape somewhere. How old are you, bitch? Okay? Because you look like you're old enough to be Michael's mom. So then Sarah and Michael go to therapy. They go to see her therapist, who's been there with her throughout a lot of the things she's went through. I didn't realize this, but Sarah lost her mom at a very young age, and that was difficult for her. So it's a very real thing to think about her children not having her and being left with Michael as their parents, which is scary because he's not there and those children don't really know him. Okay, so that's Sarah's main fear, on top of the fact that, yeah, she's still greatly hurt by the fact that the man she married is not being the person that she thought he would be. I know that that was an immature thing for her to do in the first place, to get married to Michael, but ultimately she is his wife and he has no respect. And like she said, they have not even dissolved their marriage before he didn't try to bring her children around some bitch that she don't know, and he feels like she shouldn't be able to say no to that. And it's like, but she's the mama. Like, I don't understand Michael. While they're in therapy, they talk about their own personal issues. Michael's parents were not together, you know, as far as he can remember. Like, they were together, they broke up, but he never remembered them being together, okay? And then he always felt protective of his mom and angry with his dad because his dad wasn't around. He felt like his dad went and moved on and created another life without them, and so he was very protective of his mother. And it's like, so how do you not understand that you're doing the same thing to Sarah that your daddy did to your mama? And I think he did realize it, because now he's trying to make excuses for his daddy, saying that, you know, it was put to me in a certain way, or, you know, it was put out there in a certain way, certain things took place, so then I was acting out in school and all of this. You know, it was almost like he didn't want to say it because he still feels protective of his mom, but it's almost like he wanted to say that I empathize and I sympathize with my dad now that I'm older. And I understand why he could have done the things he did, even though I was mad at him for not being there for me. And him not being there is one of the primary reasons why my life went into prison before anything else. Okay, because that's what you just said. You started to get in trouble after the whole situation with your daddy. Start to get into trouble. What happens after that? It progresses until you end up in jail. And now you're a fucking, you know, baby daddy criminal with all of these girls that you messing with. Like, yeah, you definitely are following in your father's footsteps. And instead of realizing how messed up that is, you decide to empathize with your father on a slick. Like, I heard it in his voice. I heard it, the words he was choosing. It was almost like he didn't want to say that, you know, maybe my mama was giving my daddy a hard time the way Sarah is giving me a hard time. Sarah not giving you a hard time. Sarah said you can't take my 1-year-old and my 4-year-old for weeks at a time. No, you can't. Not at this point. I don't feel comfortable with that. They don't feel comfortable with you. And then she gets into how the oldest daughter, Aviana, is having a hard time dealing with the fact that he's not around. She feels abandonment. And we can all agree that Sarah showing her emotions about Michael in front of her daughter have definitely led the way she probably thinks about him. But ultimately, she was going to feel abandonment anyway because he is not there. Like, period, point blank. There is no way that you can blame that little girl's abandonment issues on Sarah, because Sarah is there every day. Okay? She doesn't have a choice but to be there every day. Michael, for some reason, has the choice of whether he can skate in and out of his children's lives, but then can't deal with the fact that the mama is the one that makes the rules. That's how this goes. The person with the most responsibility makes the rules. And he doesn't seem to understand that. He starts to throw out this word about court. Oh, since she won't let me see my kids, the only thing that we can do is go to court. She says, I already went to court so I can see what my options were. And I talked to a judge, and the judge granted me full temporary custody until we figure out the situation in court. Well, Michael gets upset because nobody ever said anything to him. He was never questioned in court. He was never given any paperwork. So now he is pissed because he can't believe what she's saying because nobody said anything to him. And I said, see, when you are a felon, an ex-convict, probably out on parole or probation, you live in another state, you don't live in a household with a woman, and then on top of that, you black and she white, I'm sorry, but there are way too many things against you for a judge to give you custody instead of Sarah. Like, it just, I'm sorry, but I'm sure she went and talked to a judge that was like, oh yeah, he ain't there, oh he ain't doing nothing for you, oh you pay for everything, oh he just got out of jail, oh you got all of the phone records from all of the women that he talking to. Like, once you put all of that up against the fact that you ain't really nowhere in the household in a picture like that, I bet you it was so easy for that judge to be like, yeah, baby, here go, you know, you already the one that's with the children every day anyway. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's already the primary caregiver. Like, that's already her role. So him being so upset and feeling like it's unbelievable, I think is hilarious. Like, just, you have no idea how you going in and out of jail and not being a responsible parent has worked against you. Like, you have no idea. You're clueless. And that shit is ridiculous to me. Oh Lord, we've been talking about that for too long. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Lacey, John, and Shane. Lastly, okay? So Lacey is sick and tired of going through mess with men, okay? She's so tired of Shane. She thought that he was like the one, but now she found out he's like cheated on her and he didn't tell her, and now she's questioning everything. So like I said she would, she waited for Shane to go to work, and she went to go and see John on a job at somebody's house fixing a hot water heater. These poor people, okay? You got the cameras all in their living room, all right? She walks up on him. Hi. He's like, hey, baby, what's happening? And I was like, oh, yeah, he in that mode right now, okay? He is in a mode right now. So they go in the living room and they talking, and she's like, you know, I just really realized when you went to jail how much I loved you, and I just didn't want to be without you. He's like, yeah, baby, you know, I love you too. He's loving it because that's how he's been feeling this entire time. He feels like she made a mistake when she went and got that little young country boy for him to come in and eat off her and not work. And it's like, oh, you don't know. The only reason she's here is because Shane does have a job. So cut it the fuck out. Trying to act like you the only one with a job. And the only reason that you can constantly have a job, the only reason you consistently worked is because your daddy owns the business. So please fucking stop acting like John has been out here, you know, beating the pavement to get a job every time he done got out of jail for doing dope. Fuck out of here, okay? He has an advantage, okay? Like, get out of here sitting up there like, because, you know, he been bucked up this whole time. Like, he's always kept a job. It's because his pa owns the business. That's why he kept the job. Not because he actually had a good resume. She says part of her wants to work it out with Shane, and the other half is like, fuck it. Okay? So they up on the sofa and everything. They talking, legs all intertwined, hands all intertwined. Then they start making out. It's nasty. I ain't even want to see that. And then she says, I have something to tell you. Like, oh, hold up. First, she told him that Shane cheated on her. Okay, so she sat there and ran the whole story about how he cheated. And he was like, damn, you just letting him walk all over you, huh? And she was like, no matter what's happened with me and Sean, he's never cheated on me. I'm like, yeah, that's because that nigga's crazy and he's obsessed with you. That's why. Okay, yeah, but he probably done choked your ass out before. Okay, probably done took stuff out your house that was for your kids so he can go and get drugs. Like, at the end of the day, you trading one negative for another. Like, it's still a negative in there somewhere. If there wasn't a negative, you and Sean would still be together, bitch. Okay, so cut it out with trying to act like John is so great now because you miss him. Like, that's really all it is. So when she says that she got Shane's name tattooed on her, he's pissed off. He's mad. Now he got to go out there in the garage and smoke a cigarette. Okay, and so he go, you know, she follows him out there and she's like, are you mad? And he's like, give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you know, when you gonna deal with this? When you gonna handle this? When he gonna be out? Like, basically saying, I need for you to hurry up and get your husband out your house. I said, John got the game fucked up. Lacey wants a three-way relationship, okay? Lacey wants to be able to do what she wants to do. It really don't have nothing to do with, like, being in a relationship exclusively with John, because she'll be there for 3 months and she'll be missing Shane. Child. Either way, she doesn't want to lose Sean. I said, I hate you, Lacey. I hate you, bitch. Like, you disgusting. Anyway, y'all, that was Life After Lockup / Love After Lockup. It was a long one. I didn't mean for it to be. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. See y'all in the next one.